All right, hello everybody. Welcome to Q&A live stream number 122. It is approximately 7:32 p.m. right here on the East Coast in the great state of New Jersey. Today is February 26th, 2021, and boy do we have some closures going on this weekend. So obviously, as usual, we will give people some time to go ahead and join the Q&A live stream, and we will get started going over the closures that are going to be happening within the next 48 hours. Lots of closings going on, and again, we are going to wait for some people to go ahead and join the live stream, and we'll go over what closures are happening tomorrow and Sunday as well. There's some permanent store closures happening Sunday as well. I just took out a whole bunch of cords. So give me 1 second, guys, because I know how quickly streams can burn through battery. At least on my laptop. So I'm trying to get my charger out as quick as possible, and trying to make sure. Move that over for a second. But like I said, we're going to give people a couple minutes, couple seconds to join, and we will begin with our discussion for tonight. Okay, there we go. So I'm surprised no one's in yet. Yeah, I would think almost after a minute, because you know what, this is always delayed. That's the problem. But like I said, we'll give people a little bit to join, and we'll get started. This is very odd. Okay, this is really strange that nobody. How is nobody joining the stream right now? What is this? How come nobody is joining the stream? Huh, I have never had this problem happen before. Oh, well, so it's on my channel. This is maybe the first stream in a long time where I haven't had anybody join. Who else could possibly be live tonight? Okay, we'll give it a couple more minutes. I'm gonna run to the bathroom. Hopefully, we'll have some people join by the time I get back. My apologies. I had to use the bathroom. Hello, Hasma Studios. How are you? Yeah, I'm really surprised. Nobody's on the stream. I don't know where everybody is tonight. Just interesting. Now, I ain't gonna stick around if there's only two people. So we might actually just try this another night, or I might do this tomorrow. Because if there's only going to be two people on here, I personally don't want to do the stream. So, anyways, again, I apologize. So unfortunately, because since there's nobody on here, unless there's going to be people, I will give people a little bit more time. And if there is more people within the next 4 minutes, I will stay on for a little bit. Hi, Chris. This is it. Tomorrow is the final day of Lord and Taylor. Yes, Lord and Taylor, 9 Express locations, all the Christopher and Bank stores, as well as the Bed Bath & Beyond stores, all or 39 rather, all closing tomorrow. So again, some very lots of closures happening this weekend. Oh, and the last Heritage Growth property stores are closing on Sunday. So lots of closures happening within the next 48 hours. But I keep dropping this thing. I keep dropping. All right. Okay, we have one more. I'm pretty good. My favorite Lord and Taylor store, Fashion Center, Scarsdale, and Manhasset. My least favorites, Willowbrook, Freehold, Westwood Garden State Plaza, all were built by May. Fashion Center was unique because they never put a new logo on it. Scarsdale was the second flagship. That was number 2, and the flagship after New York City closed. And Manhasset was a pretty cool store too. But yeah, it's a shame that Lord and Taylor's going out. And then the following day, Sears, all the Heritage Growth properties own Sears and Kmart stores, which include Puerto Rico. In Puerto Rico, and the Kmart in Big Bear Lake, California, is closing this Sunday. Yes, the Abraham and Strauss in White Plains is closing either next month or April. I don't know when the final day on that is, but that's either going to close in March or it's going to close in April or end of March, early April. And April too, we also have the first round of Sears closures that were announced 4 weeks ago. That will be closing on Sunday, April 18th, 2021. Green Acres Sears and Roebuck is also closing on Sunday, April 18th, 2021. And then the Kmart store in Kearney, New Jersey, is closing Sunday, May 2nd, 2020. So lots of closures in May. Oh, yeah. And then obviously today we found out about Nordstrom's Rack and Walt Whitman, which that is certainly bittersweet. But my guess was that was a low performing Nordstrom store. So, Nordstrom's Rack rather, not a full line Nordstrom's, but a full line Nordstrom's could very well look into closing that store. Saying that they could look into opening a full line Nordstrom's inside that Lord and Taylor, just given the space, and they could do something like that, which would be interesting. They could reconfigure the whole store and gut it and redo it. Could be interesting if they did, actually. Nordstrom Rack yeah, it is. Yeah, the JCPenney in Clareton, Pennsylvania. No, that JCPenney in Clareton, Pennsylvania, that's closing in the middle of May. Oh, okay, that's cool. No worries, no worries. There's going to be plenty of other people asking questions, so you don't even have to worry about it, Steel Steady. Don't even worry about it. Since Nordstrom's Rack is closing in Huntington, do you think they'll consider putting a full-line Nordstrom's in Walt Whitman shops? Gregory, I was thinking the same exact way. You literally took the words out of my mouth. That's what I'm thinking, because you wouldn't just close a Nordstrom's Rack. That's the only Nordstrom's Rack we know of that's closing by Friday, May 28th, 2021. I have a feeling that in about 2 years or now down the road, when things get better with the pandemic and more people get that's my watch and more people get shots in the arm, I have a feeling that Nordstrom's is going to want a second door on Long Island. And I personally think Lord and Taylor Walt Women Shops is an excellent spot for them to go. They could completely gut the store, renovate the store, make the second floor bigger. They could really turn it into something nice there. I think that would be a very ideal spot for them in the mall. Because then think about it, Walt Women Shops, you have Nordstrom, you have Bloomingdale's, Macy's, and Saks all under one roof, and it would actually bring up the value of the property. And considering it's the second most upscale destination on Long Island, I think it would really help out that mall. And that mall right now needs an upscale anchor. And I do think that Nordstrom's being at Walt Women Shops would, I don't think it would hurt Roosevelt Field. Personally, I think it would actually complement Roosevelt Field very well. And not only that, but because the Nordstrom's would be in Suffolk County, that Nordstrom's full line store, its purpose would fully serve the residents in Suffolk County. So I think it could really be a benefit considering there's already two Bloomingdale stores on Long Island. So maybe it took away too much business from the Nordstrom's Rack at Americana Manhasset and in the Nordstrom's Rack at Gallery Westbury Plaza in Garden City. The other thing too is Nordstrom in general just may not want a store in Suffolk County and only be exclusive in Nassau County. Not necessarily. They have a Nordstrom's Rack at Bergen Town Center in Paramus, and then a Nordstrom's at Westfield Garden State Plaza. That Nordstrom's Rack, I think, is closing because of a leasing agreement. That's the only Nordstrom's Rack we know of that's closing. It was confirmed by an employee late this afternoon that the store was going to close. I think what's going to happen with Century 21, it's going to be Roosevelt Field, American Dream, and New York City. I'll put money on it too. Those are going to be the first three stores to launch in the United States. American Dream is pretty much done. All they have to do is throw merchandise in there and open it up. Roosevelt Field is pretty much almost done, so all they have to do is more construction on that. And New York City, they'll just get the flagship. I think those will be the first three to come back online. Walt Woodman Shops, hands down, because it has a Saks. That's why. Bridgewater Commons is about to lose its Lord and Taylor store tomorrow. So yeah, that's really going to hurt the property. But if Bridgewater Commons loses Bloomingdale's, it's not going to be looking too good for Bridgewater Commons. But out of the two, Wall Woodman Shops is definitely a much more valuable property. So so yeah, Belk literally just exited bankruptcy. I don't see them opening up stores there. I can imagine. Oh, yeah, Colony Center. I think that was. Where is Colony Center? Oh, the Colonial Center in Albany. Yeah, I don't know why they closed that one. That one's really weird. It's really weird that they closed that one. I know Nordstrom's Rack closed at Skyview Center, but that's really not a loss for a 330A. It would, but I don't really know if a Saks could make it there. I think they're going to do Roosevelt Field first because the store is already ready to go. They're better off going into an existing building. That way they can open up the store a lot quicker. Primark, I think so, but I think people are going to have to get vaccinated first before Primark makes that decision. Does Belk have much worse leadership than Lord and Taylor? Well, Sycamore and KKR, which destroyed Toys R Us, it's about the same, honestly. Lord and Taylor, it was mismanagement, and Belk is just taking on debt. Both are pretty bad and very comparable, of course. I mean, a 330A isn't really a loss unless it's low pitched. Oh, Belk exited bankruptcy, by the way. Belk is out. They're out of bankruptcy, but they're going to be restructuring, and we're probably going to see some underperforming Belk stores close. We'll see. We'll probably see an announcement within the next 2 weeks or so. for Belk. But yeah, they're out of bankruptcy. But as for Fry's Electronics, it's not looking too good. Those stores are closed permanently, and they'll never open up again, sadly. The Saxon Garden City got knocked down. I cannot really show it on Google Maps. I can't really show that on Google Maps. Yeah, high pitch. Yeah, 338 high pitches are so commonly placed. Like it's just over commonly there. It's just a very common type of elevator to be placed. 300 days, yeah. Some of them are interesting, like the Macy's installs they did in the 90s. Those are fun. Those are so much fun to ride. Is there a Primark in New York, New York? No, there's not. The only location is at the Staten Island Mall, yes. And that was because of a deal with Seritage Growth Properties, which, like I said, so lots of closings happening this weekend. Morton Taylor, 37 Bed Bath & Beyonds, all the Christopher and Bank stores and 9 Express stores, all closing Saturday. Saturday, February 27th, 2021, and then Sunday, February 28th, 2021, the Kmart store in Big Bear Lake, California, and a lot of what's it called? Big Bear Lake, yeah, and the Puerto Rico stores. All those are closing the 28th, while Lord and Taylor is closing the 27th. There is Google Earth, but I don't know if it's going to show the Saks. That's fine. No worries. Woodbridge Center or Willowbrook Mall? Architecture-wise, Woodbridge Center hands down. Store-wise, Willowbrook. There's more options at Willowbrook over Woodbridge Center. But I prefer Woodbridge Center because of its architecture. But hey, that's just me. No, there was no Gimbals at Paramus Park. Gimbals was at Westfield Garden State Plaza. The only department store at Paramus Park was Abraham and Strauss. And my God, any chance I get to that mall, I try to see that atrium. It is just gorgeous. It is just a gorgeous atrium. Absolutely gorgeous atrium. It really, like, that is one of my favorite Macy's atriums. You know, out of all the atriums I've seen, the atriums at the Paramus department stores are the best. That one and the Nordstrom's Westfield Garden State Plaza atrium literally throws out any other Nordstrom's on the East Coast stage. It's so beautiful. And I would hate for them to get rid of that atrium too. Be really sad to see that go. I don't think you can see a time lapse, Scorch, but let's see what I can do with Google Earth. $520. Oh yeah, that's when everybody was on lockdown. Yeah, I don't think it is. Yeah, I don't think it's I don't think it exists. 1994. Yeah, I don't think it is. I don't think the Saks. Oh, maybe it was down here. Maybe this was it. Yeah, I don't think it's there, Scorch. I'm sorry. I didn't see it on Google Maps. Do you think the last remaining Sears and Kmart stores will shut down at some point? Yes. Will Westfield South Shore be a good spot for Century 21? No, I think they want to be at a key mall, and I think they're going to pick Roosevelt Field over Westfield South Shore. Yes, I know about that one. I have only been in Mahwah once, and I didn't have time to stop there either. With the Macy's logo in Paramus Park, it used to blend in with the wall. Now it looks way better. Personally, the Macy's logo had a lot more character when it was blended into the building. Now it kind of just stands out. I'm not a huge fan of the logo on that one, but I respect your opinion. Yes, and it was where the Nordstrom's Rack store is now, which is now going to close. I don't think it became a Gimbels. I don't think Monmouth Mall ever had a Gimbels, but I can double check their Wikipedia page. What's this? One second, guys. Okay, sorry about that. Let's see. Gimbals. No, I don't see anything on Monmouth Mall's Wikipedia page about a Gimbals. No. Yeah, no, it was Abraham and Strauss. That was the original tenant in there. It was A&S because it was part of the mall expansion. Stearns 1995, shuttered in 2001, and then became a Boscov's a couple of years later. Uh, well, every Macy's does have a star. Even without the red star, there's a star in the logo. You think Crate and Barrel might consider opening in Freehold Raceway Mall? No. Couple of reasons. One, Crate and Barrel has a store already in Bridgewater Commons, and that would hurt Bridgewater Commons. And they have a store in Cherry Hill. They don't need a store in the middle of the state. It would be ideal, yes, but I don't see that happening. And even if so, I think they put it closer to the Jersey Shore just because it's very upscale over there. I'm not sure. I don't really know Monroeville Mall though. Yeah, just New York and New Jersey. We're not losing a rack too. That was an old rack though. That's been there since like 2012 or 2013. Really, a Lazarus. Monmouth Mall. I was the first Lord and Taylor to close in New Jersey, and that was back in 2018. Woodbridge Center followed in 2019, and then all of them closed. Phase one closed 2020. Phase two closed in 2021. I heard a casino is coming to Newburgh Mall. Very interesting. I have a question. So my cousin was drunk at my place, and she was all on me. So, guys, you know what happened? Am I in the wrong? She started kissing me. That is absolutely disgusting. Is there is the former source at the mall in Westboro will ever reopen a Sanina, New York? Yeah, it is reopening it. Yeah. Yes, and it is still a Boscov's to this very day, and they're actually doing small renovations in that store. Although I'm sure that's slowed because of the pandemic. I know. I don't even think of that as a mall anymore. I call it, yeah. No, I just forget about that one honestly. Hornies and Gim Hornies. Wow, what a weird name for a department store. Hornies. You know how you could get that. You could say that the wrong way too. I'm gonna just leave it at that. I'm not going any further than that. But wow, Hornies. That is a very interesting name for a department store back in the day. Definitely would not be accepted in today's society. That is for sure. I know. I still can't believe I forgot that name too. But I don't even consider that a mall anymore. There's no really anchors. There's no stores in there. It amazes me that there's a Cheesecake Factory in there still. There was a Crate and Barrel at Monmouth Mall. Yes, and it's now abandoned. It was the Crate and Barrel clearance center, and then they closed it because it was only a short-term lease. It wasn't a long-term thing. It was only temporary. I'm pretty good, Mohammed Sonic Boom. How are you? It was a big Pittsburgh department store. Wow, that's very interesting. That is a very, very interesting topic. Very interesting choice of a name for a department store. I love reading stuff on Sears layoffs. You have no idea. I really I like check on the website almost every day. Wow, that's great retail history. Awesome. Yes, we had a Fortune off in Paramus. There was a huge one in Wayne. There was one at the mall at the Source, and then there was one at the Source at White Plains. Those are the only ones I could really think of. What is your opinion on name their realty? That means your mall is pretty much done. See, and it's amazing how these real estate companies say all these, oh yeah, we're gonna come in and we're gonna make your mall better. It's all a bunch of lies. And they're full of shit. I don't mean to use language, but um yeah, name their realty. They're full of crap. They're absolutely full of crap. They go in there, let them all die. Next thing you know, the whole structure comes down. They don't even try. They just acquire the properties, let them go downhill even more, and then the property closes. Phillipsburg Mall is a great example, unfortunately. Is Nordstrom in trouble? No, Nordstrom is not in trouble. I'm still sad that they closed Freehold, but that was a much smaller store. And Suffolk County, the rack closing in Huntington Station, I think they're just closing that one because I guess it's just not performing as well as the other ones are. Another notification. Not yet, but they might. Because then it looks bad on them. Bad press. They that's why I don't like cameras. Which one's better, Brookfield or Westfield? Brookfield. Brookfield has a lot more properties in the United States than Westfield. Okay, you could say it, you could make the claim, but Westfield only really has two malls on the East Coast and the West Coast. The West Coast being Westfield Topanga in California in the greater Los Angeles area, and then on the East Coast, Westfield Garden State Plaza in Paramus. So, yeah, I mean, I think is going to go away personally. I mean, they're going away already. They're going to begin selling off properties beginning in the year of 2022. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. Yeah, I'm surprised that one's still open too. That's in Media, Pennsylvania. No, Von Mauer is not in trouble. Yeah, I'm surprised that one's running. And I think that's in Media, Pennsylvania. That elevator has a really interesting. It has a car interior, which is something I've never seen in for a department store elevator. What do you mean Nassau County not getting a lot of credit? They have the largest and probably the most profitable mall in New York State. Plus, they have an outlet mall. They have the most upscale part of Nassau County, which is Manhasset. So Nassau County does get credit because there are some really nice areas of Nassau County. But of course, then there's the not so great areas of Nassau County. But No, because the Granite Run Mall, I believe, has a Boscov's. Yeah, it has a Boscov's and a Sears and a Kohl's. So the mall has a lot going for it, actually. Even if even if it's not a mall anymore, it still has the property still has a lot going for it. And it is a TJ Maxx and a Michaels, which if you have a TJ Maxx and a mall, yeah, you're in pretty good shape. So yeah, and they have a fitness club. Yeah, so I mean the property's all right. I think the property's okay. Boscov's is there. I mean Sears at this point will just close. Unfortunately, as much as I hate to say that, um, but I think the property's doing okay. Not great, but in a sense, okay. They should. You're right about that. They should really open up at Short Hills. I don't know why they don't, or maybe it would hurt Riverside. Who knows? Hi, Scott. How are you, man? Yeah, but there's still some nice areas of Nassau County. Even though Hempstead is a sketchy area of Nassau County, there's still some nice areas like Garden City. Um, Lots of areas on the North Shore, like in Hassett. That's a really upscale area, and some areas like on the South Shore. So no, no, it's no Nordstrom opening up at Willowbrook. I can't see that. There's already a location in Short Hills, and yeah, and it would be right, it would be between Westfield Garden State Plaza and what's the other one that it would be between? Oh, the mall at Short Hills. No, I cannot see that happening. I Bloomingdale's got lucky uh, with Willowbrook only because of the Stearns Macy's merger. Do you think Sears will finally close Sunrise Mall? I can't unconfirm that or confirm that. I just know right now that Sears Green Acres Mall and Valley Stream is closing. There's job postings on Indeed.com and on jobs.sears.com. But no, I can't imagine Sears closing that one just yet. It will close, yes, but we have no confirmation that that store is closing yet. Why doesn't Westfield South Shore get a lot of credit? The tenants and the geographical area that it's in. Because probably they wanted to give it a more attractive name instead of calling it a mall because malls by then were dying, unfortunately. Plus, that wasn't really a top performing mall, I guess. They're not closing Sunrise Mall just yet. It's like and I asked my question. I asked No, I am back. My Wi-Fi accidentally crashed. Um, Not accidentally crashed. Apparently, they had to reset the Wi-Fi downstairs. So again, I do apologize about that. So they should have, but apparently it was a low-performing store. Yeah, e-commerce is unfortunately probably about an 80% factor of why a lot of malls are dying, sadly. They already have a Dave and Buster's. A Dick's Dave and Buster's is reopening March 26th. They have a Dick's Sporting Goods and they have a Raymore and Flanagan Furniture. Probably. Oh, Google Earth? You got to get Google Earth Pro. You just search it up on Google. I'm gonna try and work on the Wi-Fi. Yeah, thank God that the whole thing with JCPenney and Dillard's did not go through because let me tell you something. That would have been an absolute disaster for JCPenney. Okay. Okay, good. I can actually get back on the Wi-Fi. So I'm going to So it'll be quick. I'll be back on the Wi-Fi. So just if I All right, my apologies, guys. I had to, yeah, they reset the Wi-Fi downstairs, and it's a long story. I'm still here though, so I do apologize again for that interruption, but I am back. So yeah, I'm happy that Belk was not bought out by JCPenney. No, Belk is in the South. The most northern store they have is Maryland, and I don't want them coming north too. I don't know about Regal Cinemas. I don't know what their future holds. I know they just reopened movie theaters in New York City, but I don't know what the future of Regal Cinemas is. I could check right now and see. Yeah, they are still closed, Regal Cinemas. AMC though is open still. Yes, AMC Roosevelt Field is opened. Dillard's? No. The most northern store they have is Virginia. I can't imagine them wanting to come to uh, the Northeast. Be interesting to see if they post any jobs after this live stream, like they did 2 weeks ago. I know that was the only fashion show. That's the only Dillard's I've been to is that fashion show mall in Las Vegas. The Bonton closed. But although it'd be interesting if they did a casino and a department store, that could definitely bring some traffic to that mall, which is much needed for that area, especially. I think a casino, obviously at a certain capacity, and obviously with protocols put in. So, well, I think you should. So, Bonton bankrupt. I don't think they will. I have never been to a Belk before. The only other type of department store I've been to that's not in the Northeast is Dillard's. I doubt it. I don't think the brand is as valuable as it once was. I still can't believe the Nordstrom's rack is closing in Huntington Station. Friday, May 28th, 2021 is the final day, confirmed by a store employee. I'm surprised. Yeah, corporate hasn't said anything about it. Just came out of the blue by a store employee, I guess, who contacted Newsday. But what I don't like about Newsday is that you have to pay for the articles, which kind of stinks. That's like the best. That's like the North Jersey of Long Island, and it sucks that you have to pay for the news. But I can get around the paywall sometimes, just not all the time. I don't know if it was an SIHT store. I just think that they had a lot of debt and they weren't able to pay, like what happened with Toys R Us, and what might very well happen with Belk. They're taking on these, partners who are going to pay off their debt, but eventually they're going to have to pay back that debt. So they're going to be in some trouble a couple of years down the road. I mean, it sounds like they might be getting the same fate as Toys R Us. So yes, they have a whole notice on their website. First store opening in Busan, South Korea in 2021. I'm very excited about that, actually. Oh yeah, no, it was inevitable. It was a former shell of itself. Terrible leadership on all levels. I'm talking at the store level, the corporate level. Corporate just didn't give a crap, especially when they got acquired by May Company. When they got acquired by May, you were basically just a department store building trying to sell as much merchandise as possible. It wasn't about the ambiance and the experience. No. By the 1990s, when May took it over, it was all about just here you go. This is a store. These are all the clothes. See how many clothes you can sell in a day. That's what it was. There was no care in the company, and the leadership always changed. You had the May Company, which then merged with Federated, and that merged with Macy's. Got rid of Macy's, wanted to get rid of Lord and Taylor. It was just a whole. It was just a whole freaking mess. It was an absolute mess. Absolute mess. The whole thing. And Hudson Bay took them on, and Hudson Bay did some awful things. The one thing I hated that Hudson Bay did was the yellow and gray, the most disgusting and most disastrous thing that Hudson Bay ever did. Oh, and then they sold them off to Latote, but the catch was Hudson Bay would keep the real estate. Terrible. Yeah, the whole thing is a whole mess. I mean, that and the whole thing with Eddie Lampert and Sears, both are just an absolute mess. They're both just a mess. But at least the people in Lord and Taylor, or Latote rather, realized a lot quicker that Lord and Taylor was not able to be saved, rather than Eddie Lampert, who just loves milking on that real estate, still doing it to this very day. I wonder how his house is down in Florida. Must be really nice down there. Well, the middle class Americans and a lot of them that don't make a lot of money are getting screwed out of the stores and out of their jobs. It's unfortunate, very unfortunate. Really, I actually did not know that. But Liberty Village Premium Outlets is not even owned by Simon anymore. Simon flipped that property. No reason for them to keep that outlet mall. Plus, they had Jacksonville Premium Outlets, the Jersey Shore Premium Outlets, the Mills of Jersey Gardens, and they had another outlet mall too. Dullister. That's the other one that they have in Jersey. Oh no, Hudson Bay and May Company. That was what happened. Associated Dry Goods knew how to run Lord and Taylor, but it's when Associated Dry Goods was bought up by May Company, that was the end of Lord and Taylor, pretty much. And then the recession was bad in 2008, and then Hudson Bay taking it over was a disaster. I mean, look at how they're running Saks. I have a feeling that Hudson Bay is going to sell Saks to Latote and it's going to see the same fate as Lord and Taylor, just a much smaller store footprint. Well, maybe a bigger one, but who knows? Anything could happen. Personally, interesting. I did not know that. Yeah, probably would have stayed open. Not quite. He's not closing any stores. You click the little clock button. It should be a clock button that turns around. Um, well, I heard Hudson Bay wants to sell them, so that's why. I hope Saks never closes a Walt Women shops. I hope so either. I hope they don't either, but who knows? A lot can happen with Saks, unfortunately. Canadian scum. Canadian scum. Yep, that's what Hudson Bay is. Oh, and they're even struggling in Canada because they have the restrictions in Canada are a lot worse than the United States for COVID. So they're really suffering in Canada. But they want e-commerce business. So no, no worries. Yes, tomorrow is the last day of all the 19 remaining Lord and Taylor stores. Tomorrow is the very last day. Very sad. I never thought I'd be saying that on my channel. The last day of Lord and Taylor is Saturday, February 27th, 2020. And personally, I think some stores are going to close a lot earlier than others. And that's it pretty much for Lord and Taylor. All stores are closing tomorrow, and I think that's to align with the Bergen County Blue laws, and that is where it prevents all non-essential retailers from closing um, on a Sunday. Oh, you went to the Lord and Taylor at Westwood Garden State Plaza? Yeah, I put up a store tour of that one. That one will I yeah. So I had a store tour of the Fashion Center one in Paramus, the Westwood Garden State Plaza location in Paramus, both in Paramus, by the way. Lord and Taylor Willowbrook Wayne, Lord and Taylor Rockaway Town Square, Rockaway Dover, New Jersey, Lord and Taylor Bridgewater Commons, Bridgewater, New Jersey, the Lord and Taylor store in downtown Westfield. I had escalators as a store tour of the Livingston Mall store. I also have a store tour of the Quaker Bridge store, the Manhasset store, and I have a store tour of Scarsdale. So I have a pretty good chunk of Lord and Taylor stores. Yeah, that's a good one too. And the old Sears, which that Sears is going to be some medical arts building now, I believe. Yeah, that's probably why they closed it. I can't imagine it probably got expensive to keep the lights on to clean up the building. It just probably got really expensive, and they didn't need that big amount of space. So, but yeah, excuse me. It is really depressing though to see that Lord and Taylor is just essentially done. At this point tomorrow, I think it's just going to be a bunch. It's just going to be fixed. They're literally going to be giving stuff away tomorrow. Like I kind of almost want to go to that one at Westfield Garden State Plaza tomorrow just to see if they have anything left for 15 cents. Maybe pull what I got at Century. To I got yeah. Can you believe this? I got a New York Yankees water bottle for only 15 cents. That's like you don't get a deal like that every day. I'm really surprised about that because Shake Shack is a thing there. Yes, it is homage and saying farewell to the iconic department store company. No, there's no replacements yet. Oh, I was there, like, I think I was there 2 or 3 weeks ago. Yeah, they have nothing left at this point. Um, I have gotten to pretty much every single one. At this point, they just have fixtures and whatever carpets that Hilco brought in. So, and that's pretty much it after that. And I think they're moving on to 18 JCPenney stores, I believe, starting either today or next week. So, I do too. I don't feel sorry for the liquidators because the people that liquidate the store, I don't feel bad for them because think about it, they still have a job. They're going to just move on to the next company. So yeah, although 15 cents for a water bottle, steal, absolute steal. No, there is not a Shake Shack at Menlo Park. Yeah, Shake Shacks are very popular. They actually just opened up one in Nanuet, I believe, recently. The set, I almost cried when I went to Lord and Taylor in Garden City. Yeah, nobody has a store tour of that one up yet. Maybe Scott, maybe you can go there tomorrow and you could get a store tour. And I don't know, but I don't think there's going to be that much open, and I think people are going to give you the death stare. But maybe they'll appreciate it. I don't know. I just know we don't have a store tour of Lord and Taylor in Garden City. I don't think. I could double check though. Yeah, like I said, if I lived on Long Island and I had extra time, I probably would have been there, but we ran out of time. So, but yeah, nobody has a store tour of that one up yet. Well, you have to do it tomorrow because all Lord and Taylors are closing tomorrow. So, yeah, tomorrow's your last chance. Yeah, Simon seems to like True Food Kitchen for some reason. They're putting one at Riverside, which is a Simon Mall, Roosevelt Field, which is a Simon Mall. So I'm not surprised they're going for Menlo Park as well. Yeah, Scott or Scorch, I mean, if you want to get a store tour of Lord and Taylor and Garden City, tomorrow is the last day to do it. So if you want to do it, by all means, go ahead. Um, but tomorrow is your last day and your last chance to do it. Well, you can't really film something that's permanently closed. Someone wanted to go film at a Fry's Electronics. Scott, I don't know if you know that one. That one just closed Wednesday, never opened up again to the public. This guy apparently wanted to film at a Fry's kitchen, at a Fry's kitchen, Fry's kitchen. Why am I saying Fry's kitchen? Fry's Electronics. Wow, I really can't get myself together tonight. Yeah, Fry's Electronics. Closing, closing down the store. Yeah, they're all closed. Yes, that too. Last day of operation for Bed Bath and Beyond in Manhasset. That's closing in Manhasset, and Lord and Taylor's closing in Manhasset tomorrow. Two major blows to Manhasset tomorrow, which is very sad and very unfortunate. Sure, I would love to see it. Yeah, it was random, but their stores had an interesting theme. They had one in Las Vegas, Nevada, and that one had a casino theme. They always had a theme, Fry's Electronics, but it's sad to see that they're gone though. Yeah, I think so too. I think Simon does have an agreement with True Food Kitchen to only exclusively open up their restaurants at their properties. Maybe that was a contract they recently signed a couple of years ago. What is the strangest thing in your refrigerator? Um, I can't think of that one. Do you think Five Belows might come to more malls in NJ? Probably more strip malls, but not enclosed shopping malls. Which electronic chains is more depressing, Fry's Electronics or H. Craig? H. Craig at least had merchandise inside of it. Fry's Electronics was in much worse shape. than H. Craig looked like Best Buy to Fry's Electronics. Fry's Electronics, there were just big, bare, empty chunks of the store, a cafe that was only open for a couple of hours, and barely at being staffed. It was just oversized stores that no longer had served a purpose or a function. And they never just invested in the stores. They never did anything that would bring people inside. And unfortunately, they all permanently closed. And I did a phone call, got 9 likes. A lot of people really missed that place, I guess. So H. Craig was an electronics store. I've only been to one location. It is now since closed, but they don't have any locations like in the Northeast. I think they have one in Trenton, which is just outside of Philadelphia, I believe. Summerus. Wow. Oh, they still have one store? Interesting. Yeah, Fry's. Yeah, I agree. Fry's is way more depressing than H. Craig. I think that store's closed too. Yeah, one store in Summerus, New Jersey, which is between New Brunswick and Bridgewater Commons. But yeah, Fry's Electronics is a lot more depressing. We don't really want to talk about him. Not, I don't really. No, we don't really talk about Revo 87778. He just, I don't even want to really talk about him. You know what? It's just not worth something getting into. I don't know. He did some kind of things many years ago, but yeah. Why don't you invite someone to talk to you on StreamYard like what you do with I Hate Escalators? Because me and him have different schedules, and he might not be available tonight, and I don't want to bother him personally. If you could erase one event from history, which one would you erase? The COVID-19 pandemic. That would be the event, actually. Sadly, Nordstrom's at Short Pump Mall was never opened to the public for the same reason with Freehold Raceway Mall. So the thing is, they never opened up to the public, but they did have they did have fixture liquidation sales, which by then that was being run by the liquidation company. So they did technically open the stores to the public. It's just they never reopened for in-store shopping, but they had to open them up in order to liquidate all the assets and get all the merchandise out of there. But I think if a college down in Freehold could use that Nordstrom's, I think that would be I think that would really benefit the mall personally. Yeah, they are. They're adding a whole outdoor town center with that mall, but I think that's going to be on hold for a couple of years, just given the pandemic. Um, but I don't know. It can as I try not to use Google Earth Pro that much, so yeah, that was a bad mall. Cape Cod Factory Outlet Mall. Yeah, that wasn't a great outlet mall. Yes, I would absolutely say something to the waiter. Which chain is worse, Fry's Electronics or Sears Holdings, now Transform Co.? Both are pretty bad, but Fry's Electronics, just given that they never shared their earnings, it's still awful at Sears. Fry's Electronics is a lot worse than Sears, and that's not to say Sears is out of the woods, but um, Sears is a I'm sorry, Fry's Electronics more so is a lot worse in shape financially because they've never shared their public holdings. But yeah, it was a electronics store on the West Coast. Retail Archaeology did a video on it, but they were dying and they just had big empty chunks of the store. It wasn't good. It just wasn't good. Fry's Electronics, unfortunately. So because it is a Friday, I'm gonna let this. We're actually gonna see if we could do an hour and a half on the stream, just given the interruption earlier. We'll see if some more people join, and then I think at around the half hour, maybe 45 minutes, really get this going because I'm most likely not going to be doing some stuff this weekend. I would just want to make sure to make this stream really count for you guys. So. Transform Co. Fry's Electronics and Sears Holdings now Transform Co. Transform Co. Amazon. Hilco Merchants is just a liquidation company. That's not a retailer. Amazon is an online retailer. Hilco Merchants just liquidates merchandise in dying stores and sometimes brings in their own stuff too. Oh man, did Lord & Taylor take their website down already? No, not yet. Still have the 20 stores. And then obviously with Century 21, you have the notes in there. Be interesting to see when their new stores will be announced. No, the Wegmans is more expensive than Whole Foods. Whole Foods is still expensive, but it's just overpriced garbage. Wegmans is so much better. Yes, it is, but PC Richard and Son has a following on the East Coast, or at least in the New York City area. Yeah, they are trying to get a water park, which I think is a good thing. They're trying to diversify their revenue for the city. No new scenic elevator at Roosevelt Field. Plus, they just did a renovation. I can't imagine them doing that again. Yeah, well, Century 21's coming back. Lord & Taylor, yeah, that's depressing because of the leadership. And Sears, same thing. Eddie Lampert milking on the real estate. Well, one was leadership and the other was milking on the real estate. You've been given an elephant. You can't get rid of it. What would you do with it? Oof. I would find someone who would take it as a pet elephant. Will you be surprised when Sears closes all their stores? No. That's at that point it's pretty much just over for Sears. I already answered that question. Wegmans, yeah, Wegmans is way more expensive. There's one Pathmark in Brooklyn, yes. What do you mean? I don't know what you're asking. No. What stores is he closing right now? I could check on Indeed.com. They're not. I don't think they're closing any more locations. They only put up one job. Yeah, no, I don't see any more closings. They are closing the Saddlebrook Marriott, though. I checked on the NJ Warren notice today, which is really a shame. And I hear that the Hilton Woodcliff Lake is going down with that because both of those hotels in Bergen County, New Jersey, are both on foreclosure, unfortunately, which is never a good thing, of course. Sounds like with the Marriott in Saddlebrook, they'll be losing 67 people. Will be losing their job by June. So. Interesting. Yeah, I'm not seeing that though. No, it's closed for tonight, but it's closing May at 28th, 2021. No, it's just the people who manage the hotel. It's on a foreclosure. Yep, there is a Target going in the Sears and Lake Success. No. No, that was Westinghouse. That was never Dover with black buttons. Yeah, I'm surprised they're still around. Yes, yes, it will be after tomorrow. I'm gonna after the end of February. That's why I have two additional videos. After February 28th, I will view Lord and Taylor's website for a very limited time. But yeah, it will be time to move on from Lord and Taylor after February at least. Century 21, we'll see what their developments are, and I'll keep you guys posted if I see anything. But yeah, after the 28th, it's officially moving on for Lord and Taylor. Is the Kmart that in a Sears is still open? You mean the Brooklyn one? Yes, it is still open, which amazes me that they have not closed that store yet. So, oh, it'll be interesting to see what type of Target they put in there. Yeah, Targets are doing really well, honestly. And I mean, I don't think so. I think it really depends on who the owner is. Sears. Sears will be the oldest department store after Lord and Taylor closes, and Sears is literally hanging on by a thread. What does liquidation mean? Pretty much, it's a liquidation company that comes in. So, for an example, Gordon Brothers, Hilco Merchants, um, they come in to these department stores, and it's a combination of the existing merchandise that's already inside the store, and they combine. And Hilco or one of these liquidation companies will come in and bring their stuff, and that's what they're liquidated, pretty much. But yeah, it's certainly a shame, and it's a real. And I'm really sad or disappointed, rather. Sorry, I'm really disappointed about the Lord and Taylor in Westfield, unfortunately, because it's really depressing that that was going out. You know, I think it was about 1 year ago today. I was still living away at FDU. I would have been on a bus going to the Museum of Natural History in New York City about a year ago today. It is just crazy, and no mask, no nothing. It's amazing of how the world has changed. Which elevator? Whatever super targets, whatever targets were not remodeled, that would be considered a super target. Belk, no, they're just going to close underperforming. Belk is just going to close underperforming stores for now. Not really. You just have to do it without get yourself noticed. Yep, it was right. Yeah, it was right before the pandemic hit. One day the Kmart in Westwood, New Jersey will close too, probably later this year, probably next year. It really depends on when the job opportunities open up on Indeed.com or on jobs.sears.com regarding the closings. And I have not seen anything yet. So I do think that um, it's going to take some time. I'm just looking to see, Chris, how many is Sears left? Well, the latest map. I have to get the map because I have the map too. Yeah, I'm getting the map up. Hold on 1 second, guys. Let's put that there. X out of that, X out of that. So I'll share the map. There we go. I may have to do something real quick. All right, there we go. Okay. So 29 Sears and Roebuck stores and 23 Kmart stores. These are all the Kmart stores. And I've gone over them and I've gone over them. Oh, wow. I didn't even know that you could select them like that. And I've gone over this in a video. You guys have seen it already. I'm not about to spend some time going through it. There's a whole dedicated video going through it. And these are all the Sears locations that are not liquidating. So it's approximately 52 combined Sears and Kmart stores left, 23 Kmart stores, and 29 Sears and Roebuck stores. And this is as of Friday, February 19th, 2021. So the most up-to-date map on those Sears and Kmart stores. Yeah, there's been a lot of protests though about those aquariums. Lake Success Target probably will have an elevator. Yeah, it's still there for now, but it's I mean Sears is hanging on, but so Newport Center Sears is the last one in the state. Is Westwood, New Jersey going to be the final Kmart store to remain open? I believe the location in Avenel will close first. I can't say yes and I cannot say no. I don't know personally. I really don't know. All I know right now is Belleville is closing Sunday, April 18th, 2021, along with Sears at Green Acres Mall in Valley Stream, New York. And the other store that's going to close is the Kmart store in Kearney, which is closing Sunday, May 2nd, 2021. 2021, I believe, Target Lake Success. No. 52, it will be split into three, actually. There's going to be three more lists, and I think that's going to be it. So there'll be one after April, one in the summer, one in the fall that finishes all of those. So yes, it will be, and I guess that's a good thing. What brand is that TV behind me? So the TV behind me is it's a really nice LG 50-inch HD TV. It's a really good TV. I use it as best as I can. With school and everything, it's a little hard. But I have been, using the TV every now and then. I don't know. I try not to use it that much. So here's the thing. They just announced another list recently, yes. But think about it. You have 52. So one list will be larger than the other. Okay, yeah, 52 is not divisible by 3. But here's the thing. One list would have so 17 on one, 17 on another, and then maybe 16 on one, or maybe 17 one, 16 one, and then 17 on another one. Because if you do 17 plus 16 plus another 17, that's how you'd get 50. Or no, it would be 18 plus 18 plus 17. No, it would be okay. So then maybe one list would be 18, one list would be 17, and one list would be no. One list would be 18, or maybe the last one. Two lists, okay. Two lists are 17, 17 plus 17, and then plus 18. Yeah. So two lists would be 17, and then one list would be 18. And I think the last 18, the one that closes them all. I don't know personally. It's whatever jobs are posted that in Magical Stars, and it would say on the jobs, whether that's on Indeed or jobs.sears.com, it has to say that. And when the job says store closing with the stars at the beginning and the end, that store is officially confirmed that it is closing. God was the first person on earth. Yeah, pretty much. I think there's only going to be one Sears left in Puerto Rico beginning Monday, May 3rd, 2021. Probably Macy's, I think, would be the next oldest one after those two go, or maybe JCPenney. Yeah, not the oldest department store chain, but yeah, you're right. Brooks Brothers has been around for a very long time, and they have a huge following too, Brooks Brothers. So, um, it probably will. It might be one of the last ones to close though. But anyways, so but all right. So I think any if we have any last minute questions, this would be a time to do it. Um, because I'm probably going to get off for the night. I've been streaming since like 7:30, so I figured, you know what, let's we'll go ahead and wrap this stream up for the night. Hopefully I'll get to see my friend at some point, and hopefully he'll get to join us on our little talk and discussion. So yeah, I think we're going to just go ahead and end the stream here. Thank you guys for watching. Again, last day of Lord and Taylor is tomorrow. If anybody wants to film the Lord and Taylor Garden City, by all means, go ahead, and I can figure out a way to get it on my channel so people can see this store again. Let me know if anyone is going to Lord and Taylor in Garden City tomorrow. So anyways, thank you guys for watching Q&A live stream 122, and we will see you guys next time. Have a wonderful week.